Hello everybody, Rob here. Thanks for watching today's video. Today I'm basically going to give you kind of a rundown. A lot of people really don't know who I am, people that are joining this list, and I kind of want to give you a rundown of who I am, as well as some more information about this leverage concept. All right? I started internet marketing a couple of years ago. In fact, like a lot of newbies, I began by dumping money into pay-per-click, Google AdWords, and I ended up spending about $2,000 and only making about $800 of it back. So that put me in debt quite a bit. And of course, a lesson I think everyone should learn from this is it's insanity to continue to do something thinking that you'll receive different results. And so I sat there, and over the course of a month, I started a campaign, and I was like, well, this isn't really working at first, but maybe it'll maybe it'll eventually start working. And so $2,000 credit card debt later, I finally decided to call it quits. And I hope that you decide to do a little better than what I did, and knowing when to stop a campaign. But anyway, so I started there. I went in and I discovered Wealthy Affiliate and bum marketing, and I started to get into that. And what happened, though, is I started becoming a slave to bum marketing. I was doing okay with it. I made, within my first couple articles, I made a few sales with Travis's Magic of Making Up. I was in the Get Your Ex Back niche. And, but I was really just writing articles, and I was trying to get search engine rankings. I got a few of them. But really what happened is my search engine rankings would stick for a week or so, and then they would kind of drop off the map. And of course, I wasn't really big on doing this whole SEO thing. I was more enjoyed writing articles and putting content out there. All right, and so what I did was, I was beginning to get frustrated, and I was like, well, how in the world can I possibly get away from this, SEO article marketing thing, because I was working, 8 to 10 hours a day writing articles and submitting them, and I would make decent amount of money, but then it would end up getting cut off. So my question was, what can I do? And so I ended up meeting up with Travis. Ended up having a suggestion. Mechanical Online Blueprint. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's basically a system of doing joint ventures and getting people to add to your email list. And so what I did was, I actually did a joint venture with Travis. I was promoting his stuff, and he agreed for. I got an interview with Michael Webb. He was another guy in ClickBank who sells relationship products. I got an interview with him and turned it into an ebook, and Travis sent me some people, some of his prospects who hadn't purchased yet. He didn't send his buyer's list over, but he did send his prospect list, which is pretty sizable. And so I had about 1,000 people added to my email list in about 3 days. And so immediately I was kind of introduced to this concept of leverage. I wasn't really thinking of it as leverage at that point. Then I was just like, hey, JVs are really the way to go. And so I kind of put that, though, on the back burner. I didn't really think much of it. I used that list and that success to leverage into a product, which I now sell inside the relationship niche. But in reality, though, I really wasn't making good leverage, good consistency in my planning. And so it didn't do all right. And in about a month and a half, about 2 months ago, it finally dawned on me, Rob, you're not doing things right. And of course, that's obvious. I'm sitting here looking at my sales, and I'm looking at the hours I'm putting in, and I'm still thinking, I've gotten away from this bum marketing, but I really haven't, been able to do a whole. I've got my email list, and I'm getting some subscribers that, my one website, it finally got some rankings, and it was sticking, and so I was getting about 10 or 20 signups a day for that, but I really wasn't doing much, good as far as leverage. And I'm thinking, well, I sat down with myself and I said, how can I find a way to get loads of traffic from article marketing? Because I know article marketing is huge. How can I find a way to get this kind of traffic, but without writing a bazillion articles? And immediately my mind started thinking, well, some of these article sites have ads on them, but that costs some money. But then I went to Easy Articles, and I realized it was Google ads, and I'm thinking, I know you can do content placement targeting, and so I sat there and I thought, well, if I could do content target and target all of ezine articles, and if Google somehow is able to take a keyword list, maybe this will work. And so what I did was I just simply went to Google and I asked them about it, and they said, yeah, what we'll do is you target a site and you take your keyword lists and we'll try to pick the best content that fits those keywords. And I'm like, brilliant. And so I immediately did that, and overnight I started getting 150 signups to my email list, and that resulted in an additional $4,000 of sales in the course of a month, 2 months, So immediately I was like, wow, now this is the potential. So I started to begin thinking of it as, well, how can I now do this more, like this kind of thinking? How can I think creatively? And so my mind slowly started to develop into this idea of leverage, and how you leverage success on top of success. Okay, and so and then a few weeks ago, I was blessed to join the barter thing on the Warrior Forum. It was a barter workshop. It was really good. And that further opened my mind up to the possibilities of leverage, and I'm going to talk to you more about that during the radio show. But essentially, you can get things for free by brokering deals with people, and there's no selling really involved. It's just approaching people and meeting their needs. It's just like the same thing we heard when we sell affiliate products. You find something someone needs, and then you sell it to them, or you give it to them. And so you can broker deals and get all the things that you need for free by doing this, and I'm going to explain to you how exactly you go about doing that during the radio show. And of course, I'm also going to talk about how you leverage success into more success, and so on. And of course, during this week, I've been thinking about leverage, and the more I think about it, the more and more stuff I've discovered that I'm not utilizing, that I'm not leveraging. It takes 5 minutes to do, and it's really easy to do, and I've just not been doing it. And so I'm writing and making these furious notes all the past week and a half, 2 weeks, and so I've got tons of great ideas, and tons of great stuff that I'm currently testing right now that I'm going to explain to you during the radio show, things that I think that will really change your business. So that's my story in a nutshell, all right? And tomorrow, we're going to give you some more instructions. Tomorrow's Thursday, the day before the radio show. I'm going to give you more instructions on what you need to do to make sure that you all get in. The show, I had some questions about this. The show is going to be recorded, all right? So if you miss it, it's no big deal. You'll be able to hear it, and I'll be sending emails out about the recording and how you can get a hold of it, all right? So, all right, that's all that I have for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.